Do you get paid through PayPal or other third-party apps? The IRS has some news for you. Rachel Solomon is here with what you need to know.
All right, if you have a small business or a side hustle and get paid through Venmo, which I'm sure Elon Musk does not, maybe PayPal, since he helped found it, or Cash App, the IRS now wants to know you will now have to report any payment of $600 or more. Our business correspondent, Rahel Solomon, joins us now. I have so many questions on this, including what if you're paying someone, like you're splitting the cost of a trip with someone, you're paying a friend back. Does that then become taxable income?
No, not necessarily. Okay. So this is a pretty big deal and will impact a lot of people. And essentially what it means is that if you provide some service, if you have some sort of side hustle, some sort of side gig, and you receive more than $600 in payments over a year, or one transaction that is more than $600, you are likely going to get a tax form. To put this in perspective, the threshold, the bar used to be $20,000. So that's why this is going to impact a lot more people. And this will likely create a bit of confusion because folks who, now to be fair, we were all supposed to be reporting all of our income.
All of it.
To begin with. But now the IRS knows if you make money on these third-party platforms, and we can show you an example of some of them. It's Venmo, it's PayPal, it's Zelle, eBay, Amazon Marketplace. So say, for example, if you sell a couch for $600, well, you're probably going to get a 1099-K for this. So I talked to a tax advisor yesterday night to understand sort of how this will work. And he says this is probably the biggest deal that many taxpayers who self-prepare their tax returns could look at this and say, I have income, and not realize they also have expenses. Unfortunately, the people that this will hurt will be the people that some of these bills recently passed have been designed to help. So the takeaway for people at home is if you get a 1099 form this year, and most probably will, right, if you've had any sort of extra income, don't panic, but also think about, do you have any expenses that you could sort of write off against that? So if you're unsure, consult a tax professional, but it's a pretty big deal.
But this is incredibly significant because of exactly who it will impact. Mm-hmm. And I guess that's the question here is what are the implications with the criticism that we've seen over it unfairly targeting certain groups of people?
Well, I think the reality is this will impact small business owners, right? Plumbers, if you have a service business, if you have a hairstylist, if you have a type of business where you are getting paid via PayPal, via Venmo, via these things, you are likely going to get a tax form when you may not have gotten it in the past. Again, the bar before was $20,000. Now it's $600. So, I mean, there's a lot that could sort of
Will you get a tax form for different, like one for Venmo, one for PayPal, one for Cash App, or is it going to be one for all of them?
It's a great question. So each third-party platform is now required to report this, right? So if you sell something on eBay, if you sell something on Amazon, you're likely going to get a 1099 from eBay and from Amazon.
Thank you, Rahel.
Oh, thanks, Don. You know my name.
Of course I know your name. It's just the prompter, you know. Sometimes it's early, you know.
Thanks, Rahel.